Hi everybody, it's story time again. Miriam and Hannah, are you ready to read about the little lost kitten and its name is Buttercup?
Yes.
Alright, let's get started. Buttercup was a sweet little kitten who loved to curl up on her best friends and nap all afternoon. But her favorite time of all was when her best friend came home. They'd have fun playing, snuggling together, and sometimes Buttercup would even get yummy treats. One afternoon, while Buttercup was waiting for her best friend to come home, she spotted a beautiful butterfly outside the window. "Oh boy," Buttercup thought, "maybe it wants to play with me." Buttercup leaped onto the windowsill and jumped up and down so the butterfly would see her. But as Buttercup jumped, her paw slipped and she bumped into the flower pot sitting in the window. The flower pot fell to the floor with a loud thud. Buttercup just felt awful. She knew that her best friend loved that flower pot, and when her best friend came home and Buttercup saw the sad look on her face, she felt even worse. "I have made my best friend unhappy," Buttercup thought sadly. "She probably doesn't want me to live here anymore. I better go away." When she saw that the back door had been left slightly open, Buttercup slipped outside. Buttercup plodded down the steps and wandered into the backyard. She spotted something moving in the flower bed and scampered towards it to find out what it was. Before she got very far, she saw that it was a little chipmunk. "Maybe it will play with me," Buttercup thought as she ran after it. The chipmunk scurried from the garden and jumped right through a small hole in the center of the fence. Buttercup tried to follow her, but her little tummy got stuck in the hole. She twisted and she turned with all her might until she finally popped through the fence to the other side. Buttercup chased the chipmunk through the yard, down the alleys, and across empty lots. Finally, the chipmunk disappeared into the hole in the ground. Buttercup lay down on a soft patch of grass and watched the people walking by. When it started getting late, she got scared and decided she'd better go home. "I'd better hurry," thought Buttercup as she began to walk a little faster. "My best friend is probably really mad at me right now. She probably thinks I've run away for good." Buttercup walked and walked and walked. She was careful about staying on the sidewalks because she thought it would lead her home again. But no matter how far Buttercup went, nothing looked familiar to her at all. Soon the sun began to set behind the clouds, and the air grew colder. Buttercup shivered. Just want to go home," Buttercup thought. "I want to curl up in my best friend's lap and take a long nap." A big tear trickled down her cheek as she walked. Buttercup walked along until she came to a big house that had a special little house in the backyard. She peeked inside the tiny house and spotted a cozy blanket and a bowl of water. "It's perfect," Buttercup decided. "I'll wait here until I warm up a little bit." She snuggled up in the warm blanket and soon fell fast asleep. Buttercup dreamed she was home with her playmate. They were chasing each other through the house, and when they were too tired to run anymore, her playmate used a special brush on her fur to make it shiny. Suddenly, Buttercup was awakened from her dream. She heard a loud growl that made her leap to her feet. She looked up into the snarling teeth of a huge, mean-looking dog. Buttercup tried to glare and hiss and claw at the dog, but the dog moved closer and closer. Finally, Buttercup bolted between the dog's legs and ran as fast as her little legs would go. The dog was gaining on her. Buttercup had nowhere else to hide, so she dashed up the first tree she came to. She climbed higher and higher until she was sure she was out of the dog's reach. Buttercup lay still for a long time, even when the dog finally ran away. She didn't move, and Buttercup soon realized why. She was stuck. She'd never been outside or climbed a tree before. She didn't know how to get down. How will I ever get home again, wondered Buttercup. She curled up on the branch and cried softly. Just when her whole world looked hopeless, Buttercup looked down into the sweetest faces she'd ever seen. A little boy was leaning a ladder against the tree trunk below. He slowly climbed up and gently lifted Buttercup from the branches. "You're Buttercup," the boy said, looking at her tag, "and you are sure a long way from home." He must know me, Buttercup decided. Maybe he even knows where I live. She purred happily at the sound of his voice. Buttercup was happy to be riding in the little boy's arms. Soon she saw her house up ahead. She had never been so happy in her whole life. Everything was perfect except she was still worried that her best friend was mad at her. "Buttercup! Oh, Buttercup!" her friend called out from the front porch. "I've been so worried. Don't ever run away again. I wasn't mad at you." Her friend invited the little boy inside so he could see where Buttercup lived. She served milk and cookies to everyone, even Buttercup. After Buttercup's belly was full, she snuggled between her best friend and the little boy who rescued her. She loved seeing her little girl so happy again. "I'll never run away again," Buttercup decided. "There's no place as nice as home." All right, girls, what do you think about Buttercup? What do you think about her adventure? Do you think she was worried over nothing?
Yes.
Because it was an accident, wasn't it? She didn't mean to break the flower pot. She should have just waited for her friend, shouldn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Until next time.
Bye.